Boards games, boards games, it's what we're talking about. Boards games, boards games, I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with
It's
a
in the drawer in the
little
wooden thing.
bit of singing. And over there, we are live. Hello, Dina. I'm glad to see you're alive. How many rings do you have? Do you have five? Can you hear me now? Let's. Oh, Dina's turning around. Boards, games, and Dina, it's what we're talking about. Boards, games, and Dina, I'm not gonna shout. Hello, everybody. And I'm going to turn that down to like 37%. So, yeah. Well, I am Bez, and if you want to take a bath, you can take a bath. It is entirely your prerogative. Do what you want. Like take a bath when you want, take a shower when you want. I mean, although if I'm being honest, like if you're taking a bath whilst watching this, how is that working? Are you having like a little mobile phone maybe or a laptop in the corner? You need to be careful with electronics in the bathroom. Seriously, it's something to be careful of. But this is the busy bath time board game bladder. Why I called it bath time, I could explain, but that's Eesh, what just fell. That's a stupid long story. Things are all good, I think, I believe. And today we are having chaotic shenanigans with Dina, who will be popping along in a wee bit. Now, I don't know if today, of course, is Christmas Eve, which is widely celebrated in the Western world. So, to those who are planning anything special for Christmas or who are doing anything special for Christmas, I wish you all
Okay, let's
Merry
see
Christmas, and I hope you are looking forward to being able
if
to
I
spend
get
some
any
time
sound.
with people. Hello, Dina, can you hear me? And hello, it's Quality Beast Games. It is lovely to see you. And I would like to invite you all
I
to
touched
talk about
everyone.
recent
Yeah.
highlights, recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. So, recent highlights. Whilst Dina kind of tries to sort themselves out, what have been your recent highlights? And what have you been enjoying recently? Have you
There we
been
are.
able to spend any time with family? Have you been able to play any games? And hello, Xate. I see you popping up. It is lovely to have you, as always, with us. I did play three different games yesterday, I want to say. I played Invisible, which is one of the finalists for the design competition. I played that, I want to say, just once with my dad. Dad was the hider, had a good time. Played Biddle, where, yeah, we played that like three times. My dad's generally preferring Invisible right now. Um, and third game we played three games of backgammon, which it was very close. There was the first game where this is my dad's favorite game, for game one. Dad was almost going to beat me Morse, as we say in 4C, which means that you win a double game where the person hasn't even taken any of their pieces out of the board. But yeah, I managed to at least get one piece out. So it was like first to 2 points, and it was 1-1, really close final game. I wish I'd put it up on Instagram now to show you, because I had all my pieces in the end, and I had an advantage, but then just due to rolling and a few doubles, Dad got to double six, and I had to get to double to even manage to equal it, but it didn't quite happen. But that is me. What have you been up to? And hello, and Merry Christmas to you too. And hello, Dutch Yoda. It is lovely to see you. And yes, indeed, there are so many lovely people. A copy of Wildlands. I don't know that game. I hope that you enjoy it. Does it have a solo mode? And hello, Jos van Tongeren. I don't know you, but it is lovely to have you here. And are you also from the Netherlands? I believe that's where Dutch people are from. Is that correct? Dutch Yoda keeps saying, but I keep forgetting. I think Dutch people are from the Netherlands. I heard something about windmills and clogs. And so it's Martin Wallace. Oh, yes, absolutely. Share it wherever you want. I always say share things as... Oh, and so... Yes,
I am here now.
Can you hear me now, Dina?
I can hear you.
Yes, this is the way that streams go, with lots of technical difficulties. It would not be a Christmas stream if we did not have technical difficulties.
And I got myself a paper cut, and I was like trying to get a hold of a Band-Aid while also getting into the stream. So it was like, oh.
And assuming that Quality Beast Games is from Germany, we've got like such a big representation. We've got the UK, we've got the Netherlands, we've got people taking over apparently, which I'm totally okay with as long as people are having fun. And yes, yourself from Finland, it is lovely to see you. And I did actually set up my mobile camera so I can have a third camera like this, or I could move it in between us like that. So I still can't get my sustain pedal working. I think there is a technical fault, sadly, in either the pedal itself, which should be easy and cheap-ish to replace. It's like maybe a 20 quid thing, or the thing on the back of the keyboards, which should be a lot more expensive. And hopefully it's not that. I have fake Germans, apparently. We're both from the same place, living in the same place. So, yeah, you just want to be German. That's all it's all about. Not a fake German.
If you feel German, yeah, you should be German.
Okay, apparently, yeah, I want to say the name of this, but yeah, this person made 2 Germans, so get some credit for expanding the Germans, I guess. And it is, of course, trying to be German, but yeah, succeeding. So, what have you been up to?
I wrote a song. Because we were talking about songs yesterday, and that someone should be singing. Yeah, so maybe we could sing it.
Thank you, Dylan. Sorry, I was sorry about interrupting you, Dina. Okay, well, how do you want to do this? I mean, we do have a lag, so this is going to be a bit terrible, no matter how we do it, because we're not using that thing that someone mentioned where everyone is 1 bar out. But maybe if I play A rhythmically, like I just play some like chords or something. What key is it in?
I don't remember.
Or should I just play something and is it in a major or minor?
Major. It's like in my soprano voice. So yeah. So there's this song that I sing for my kid every day to get us started on a good note. And I figured we could do that for the show to start us off on a good note. A little bit higher up.
Sure.
And it goes something like this. It's a beautiful day. It's a wonderful morning to be on step by bed, to greet all the people. It's a beautiful day. It's a wonderful evening to be here today. Shenanigans and chatter. So join me in a song, bring cheerfulness and joy. It's a beautiful day. I'm hoping you'll join us on the show today. I'm sending all my love to you.
Oh, that was sweet. And I hope that did not sound too terrible. I'm noticing that there is quite a bit of lag in here. This is just me waving my hands. But no, hopefully that... And thank you very much for sharing that. That is lovely. And of course, everyone else, feel free to share. What have you been up to? What food have you eaten? So we talked about what games I played. I ate lots of soup yesterday. That was the main stuff that I've eaten because of, having the tooth removed about for just over 48 hours ago, approximately. Around this time, 2 days ago, I was on the way to the dentist to get this tooth removed. And, I've still got drugs. I'd still prefer to have hugs, as we established yesterday. But, we can have both. And so, hey, hooray. That's what it's all about, having drugs and hugs at the one time. Suitable drugs for you.
Great.
But, I've been mainly eating soup and yogurt and cottage cheese. I had a good bit of cottage cheese. Need to continue cleaning. That is completely okay. There's a song about Bez's drugs. Okay, no one else wants to share anything that they've recently been up to.
I have been tidying and decorating, so...
Let me make you actually a bit bigger so everyone can appreciate all this kind of tidy surroundings that you have there. That is a lovely Christmas tree.
Thank you. It has a lot of fun little quirky decorations because my kid is obviously not really traditional when it comes to trees. So there's like dinosaurs there and
oh, nice.
A little... we got a gift from the UK, which was like a little miniature beefeater for it as well. So that was a lot of fun.
A miniature what theater?
Beefeater, like the guards of the castle.
Oh, what, like the thing from London? You mean the little guards?
Yes.
Okay.
And we also have like this little guy.
Oh, cute.
Which is like a blow-up one.
They look like something like you'd get from the Nutcracker. Yeah. I think that simplification can just warm our hearts somehow. Why does simplification of things look cute? It's like one of those technical things, which is why does this version of a fact make us laugh? Like when you actually explore these things, then it actually gets pretty complicated.
Well, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Now,
and we have like tiny trains and stuff on it as well, so that's
Let's talk about brilliant things. Brilliant things. What's a little thing that is brilliant? What is a little thing that is brilliant? What did you want to say?
I was going to say languages, yeah, because we were talking about
let's have two things, because, of this time of year, it's all chaotic. Let's actually edit this right now, and let's get that S back in there. Okay, I know I took it off a while back, but we are going back to brilliant things. So, yeah, we're having two brilliant things today. Let's talk all the brilliant things that you want. Dina, why are languages brilliant?
I think it's really cool how you can have secret conversations when you are with other people in a different country, and still be able to speak a different language that not everyone necessarily understands. Like, obviously, I speak quite a lot of language in the terms that I speak Norwegian, Swedish, and Danish, and English. So here in Finland, all the Finns can actually have secret conversations with me in the same room, and they don't even have to worry about it, that I'm going to understand everything, which I think is kind of funny. But also when I was living in Wales, I learned quite a lot of language while I was there. So I'm starting, obviously, through osmosis to pick up language here as well. And I think it's really cool how it all both brings us together and also allows us to kind of have a little bit of secrets when we're traveling.
Oh, I think you're completely right for all those reasons. And yeah, sorry, I had to take off my jumper. I was just getting a bit too hot. But yeah, languages are just brilliant because without languages, we wouldn't communicate. And as you say, like, that whole secrets thing, if I'm with my family, we're able to speak in Farsi and other people can't understand us. So you might say, oh, baby, which might say, oh, look, that person's looking at me in a strange way. And then, no, you don't have to let them know that you're talking about them. That's the kind of thing that you can do with languages. You've got your own private language.
And when I was in Wales, I learned the most important thing to know is how to order a coffee. And I was really proud when I managed to learn how to say it in Welsh. And then I discovered that there's actually 2 different types of Welsh, and that I might offend someone if I asked in the wrong way in the wrong area. So I thought that was a lot of fun. So you can actually know where someone is from based on how they're pronouncing things, and what variation and dialect that they're using of a language.
And Xate was trying to guess what I might have been saying. No, there is no word for McDonald's. I would have to say, man mi chombera moster or McDonald's kodro hast. So you would at least know those sorts of things. And I remember one time a friend said, oh, it's really weird hearing you talk about things. And then occasionally you say something like, oh, man boad berambe Great Western Road. Mitni man o bebini palue Byers Road. Va badan man toromiram sochone va mirim EastEnders bebinim. And so just there's the occasional English word thrown in there. But other people wanted to talk about other things. And yes, in that situation, I wasn't just gossiping. I was kind of saying, hey, there's someone looking strangely at us. Alex says it's nice of you to join in with the red with your skirts. It's very much appreciated. Right? Alex was just about to compliment my Christmas jumper, which I had to take off for heat reasons. And speaking of Alex, is Xate's brilliant thing, or was Xate just saying hi? And Mark is excited by the keyboard. There will be more keyboard tomorrow. I wanted to ask you, Dina, because I don't want to distract you too much. But yeah, I'm kind of probably for the solo stuff now, there will be more keyboards in the thing.
I do have a xylophone and a harmonica.
I guess we'd have to make sure that we're playing in the same key, though. So what key is your harmonica in? Because the harmonica can't be changed.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so we're checking out the harmonica. And of course, feel free to switch back. Is that C major? It sounds like C to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like C major to me. But yeah, so apparently as long as I play in C major, which is very easy, you know, piano then, there we go. Dina, Xate says that's way too loud, apparently. I mean,
yeah, I'd reckon it would
it's interesting. I think that some of the frequencies, there's something wrong with Xate's microphone, because for me, wearing headphones, or maybe it's something Xate's ears being susceptible to a particular timbre or pitch. I don't know. Xate has been enjoying the crew with Dina and Ken, which is...
I'm suffering through it. I am realizing that maybe I'm not that good at social deduction games and the whole memorization for a short period. Well,
do you mean cooperative?
Yeah, co-op and deduction kind of games. Because I have to write down, because we're doing so many games at the same, after each other, and then I have to forget what we remembered from the last turn. So my short-term memorization is kind of lacking when it gets really late in the evening. So I'm doing notes. I'm like, okay, so we've done the pink 7 has been played now. So I think Satan Ken is dragging me through this experience.
Yeah, I think that it remains one that had be. Xate says, I won't argue with that, but it's still fun. And I know that Xate put a task into the thing to get into the growing. Yeah, to play the crew. We'll see what happens. Maybe that'll happen on one of the days next week or something. We'll find out
Yeah.
when. But yeah, so that is that. That is all our recent events. And oh yes, brilliant things. Brilliant things. Brilliant things. What's another thing that is brilliant? Okay, another thing. I want
What's yours?
to talk about Christmas trees. And decorations. Decorations. Let's go with decorations. I think decorations are really brilliant because, even if it's not a traditional Christmas tree, even if it's a bit of tinsel on a houseplant, even if it's a Santa on, just hanging on a mirror or something just up on a wall that you put on the thing. And I'm not just talking about Christmas decorations. I'm talking about all sorts of the decorations. And, let's all maybe something that has no value except for aesthetics. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yes, I do
So,
have some of those.
When we expand our definition of decorations to mean that, it's like, wow, there's so much. For example, look at this cup that I've painted many, many times, and so it used to be this sort of blue, and just the fact that it's a place where I put all my brushes, I use it as a container, and it's got all sorts of things going on. The decorations on a board game box, bringing it back to board games, the deck on, in a stand at a convention, the decorating your clothes, and all sorts of decorations. Yeah, let's enjoy decorations. And does anyone have any decorations?
Yeah.
That
My
is
kid
gorgeous.
made me these. Yeah, he made these, so he was playing around with pouring paint. So we made a coasters for the whole house. So we got.
Oh,
really loving those.
What are they made of?
So there's actually canvas on cardboard. So we cut to shape and then we glued them. So we made shapes and then we just poured a lot of paint on them. So they're a little bit.
And I love the kinds of slightly homey but actually quite pretty colours that you've got.
Yeah. I just asked him because I just asked him like, what colors do you want? And then he says like white and orange and red he really loves right now. And then he just pours them all over and drags them.
And that brings us to another wonderful thing, like personalization, and bring back to board games again. I guess, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I guess this is ostensibly a board game channel where, whether you've got personalization, where it's like the fact that I'm playing this music that's, no one's ever played before, maybe. And the fact that when you play a board game, maybe you can put together a combo that no one's ever seen before. You can customize your deck. You can try a new strategy. That sort of personalization and having a feeling that it's you.
And putting sleeves on them, or not having sleeves, or having sleeves with backing or colors on them. That is also a personalization choice.
By the way, just to let people know, I found out that I can actually reduce the volume of my microphone. So if I'm actually louder than Dina, I think I can actually change it now because they've added new settings, which is quite cool. So let me know. So I'll trust my regulars to tell me if I'm being too loud. Now let's get on to the next section, which is, of course, the questionably quick questions. And if you have any questions for us, then please do it. I have one question for everybody out there, including Dina, which is, where exactly are you and what time is it? Because I am in Glasgow, in Scotland, in the UK, and UK time is currently 10:25. How about you, Dina?
They're 12:25 at the moment, and I am in the living room of my flat in South Dublin.
And we've got... well, I'll wait for other people to chime in with that. And other people ask, what is your favourite word beginning with Q? Oh, I feel like...
Quality.
I was going to think like we have to be a bit biased here, given who is in the chat. Maybe querying? Because like, as you go through life, querying everything. I mean, I do like the meaning of the word querying and quality, and questioning and quickly.
Quack.
Quails. Quasimodo.
Quail eggs. Now we're talking. I used to have quails when I was little. They are absolutely adorable little birds.
Should I should I wait until the end of the questionably quick questions to play a game? I thought we could do like yesterday how we did Hangman. I thought we could do like something like a sort of 20 or infinite questions about a game that you're thinking of, Dina.
Ooh. That I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I mean, why not? You can whisper it to me via private chat, and then I can put it up there. But quit. Quit is a good word because you quit. You're going to quit this thing. I never quit.
There's a lot of there's a lot of power in quitting too. To know what to quit.
Yeah, for sure. Now, as to where people are, apparently... So, Dina, you are in Finland, is that correct? In the south or southern part?
Yeah.
And Dylan is in the secret panda work cave, and it is apparently no longer time to work. It is time to party! Cool. And Xate only likes quality combined with beasts.
Beast quality?
A beast of quality. Is that like a creature of a certain goodness? So like, if we had to name a board game company after that, would we call it like Good Creature or something? Yeah, if we had to have a beast of quality, I think we'd call it like Good Creature Games. I think that's what we...
That sounds like a good name, yeah.
Good Creature Games.
And then
you'd have a little alliteration, GCG. That's exactly what you'd want. I mean, no one would call a board game company, anything starting with Q, would they? One day I will come on the show and explain what quality beast means. Absolutely. If someone can guess the story behind the name, I'd give you a Seize the Bean all in for freebies. Oh, that's quite an offer. Wow, when... So, when is that open until? Is that... How many guesses do we get?
And is it until you come to the show to explain it yourself?
Yeah, we need to have terms and conditions.
Yeah. Then there needs to be a start time, end time.
Forever. I mean, it can't be forever because once you've explained it, that's surely the end of the competition.
So we can have as many questions as we want, as many guesses.
Wait, so if Xate tells me secretly, then would I be kind of eliminated for shenanigans going on?
And then we could get the game.
And there's only one winner. Okay.
See, now we're limiting it.
So if we make a Wikipedia page for Quality Beast, is it considered to be the truth?
Well,
and so, yeah, it has to be an actual guess. You can't be told the answer. And Dylan will know somehow what we're saying. But if we win together, we get 2 all-ins. Okay.
Oh. I mean,
is it based on a pet? Are we allowed 20 questions? Is it based on a pet? Because I mean, that's some sort of pet that Dylan had. It's surprising to have expressed that cheating isn't allowed. Hey, you didn't define the rules of so it's not cheating, you.
And we didn't know Satan knew, so
20,000 questions. I just asked 20 questions. Wow, 20,000 questions. That's incredibly generous. Okay.
Very generous. I feel like someone wants to give us games.
I'm down with that. Okay, so it's not a pet. Is it based on something that's happened in your actual life, Dylan? Is it based on, something that was in your personal experience within... Yoda says Xate, but Yoda I know doesn't cheat, so he won't ask. Okay, so it's 100% yes, it was something that happened. Does the beast refer to... Okay. Should we just invite Dylan onto the show?
We could.
Yeah, like as a surprise guest.
Yeah.
And would you be up for coming on as a surprise guest? Because I could send a link to you and let me put it out just on Twitch. And this is just for Dylan, if you want to come over. Biff Board Gamer just followed. Yeah, thank you very much for following, Biff. Yay! And maybe I should have some sort of following song. Following. Yeah, this is a song that I'm singing. It's a terrible song, but thank you for following along. That's terrible song.
This is a song.
Thank you for following along. I'm now going to sing you a song. I hope you enjoy your stay, and I hope you have a good day. How about that?
This is a song. Thank you for following along.
Hey, Biff. Lovely to see you. This is a thank you song. Thank you for following along. Thank you, Biff. You should do a few lines on the person's username like you do at the start for new guests, suggests Xate. I mean, that suggests a level of energy that I might not always have. That's my only concern with that. And Biff okay. Hello, Biff. I hope you don't fall down any cliff. I mean, that's just morose and, really terrible. Oh.
It reminds me of a role-playing game that a friend of mine made, which is literally an orc in a well. So the game starts with the orc falling into the well, and then you're playing a story where everyone is the orc and his inner thoughts in his last moments on Earth. It's like, yeah.
So it's your inner turmoil as kind of die.
Contemplating life in the bottom of a well.
Dylan says that they have no camera and there is a lot of background noise. What do you say? Oh, if you could change your... Is that definitely Dylan, do you think? I see DLK ROM in the background. And something's loading up. Is that you, Dylan? Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Dylan.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you. Welcome.
We'll see how the connection goes. Thanks for having me.
I can't hear. Can other people hear Dylan?
Yes, we can, Bez.
Let me edit my...
Hello? Waiting for Dylan to say something. For Dylan to say something.
Hello, I'm saying something.
Wait, other people are hearing Dylan, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Is that the situation?
Bez
Other
can't
people
hear
can
me.
hear Dylan.
Oh no.
Yeah, something's... Yeah, I'm going to blame
We just take over, Dylan.
Here, I'll close the stream. Maybe this will work.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Hooray!
Brilliant. Hooray!
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for popping in. It's all good. So yes, apparently, the questionably quick question is, who would be so crazy as to make a board game company starting with a Q? And then you said, and apparently you look just like that icon. Is that true? I don't know whether Sates is being sarcastic or not.
None of us know when Sate's being sarcastic or not.
It can be challenging.
Yeah, Sates is definitely a mystery beyond the ken of anyone. Dutch Yoda always knows, apparently. Yeah, you should, like... Wait, I was going to say, well, you should get together then, but...
Yeah.
You know, that's a bit much to suggest, isn't it? I mean, based on just
together
knowing when
digitally.
someone's sarcastic, okay, you should go and get together. And I don't know Dutch Yoda's marital or relationship status, so... Yeah, I don't mean to pry. But, yes, so we were going to ask 20,000 questions, although it might not be actually 20,000, because that seems like a lot to ask in one single stream. And then it's a 24-hour stream, so single and no need to mingle. And yeah, you can clip whatever you want, Xate. It's all good. Dylan, where does Dilk Rom come from?
It's my name.
Wait. Okay, I feel like there's a lot of mystery going on here. And
My daughter's just crying in the background, so I was muting my mic.
okay.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, apparently I am the high order of forcing people to get together. I mean, this is a lot of responsibility. If I say something, apparently it has to happen. That is the way that things are. So, yeah, what other questions do we have? I want to know whether the beast refers to a living thing.
It does not.
Okay.
Does it refer
So my
to
initial idea would be, that this has to do about components in board games. That maybe there was, since there hasn't been a lot of diversity in meeples, so maybe this was a desire to create interesting meeples for board games and also exploring that venture.
It does not have to do with components, although that's a happy, how to say it?
Coincidence?
No, it's like an opportunity for like someone might hear the name and then relate it to that, and it's like, oh, that's good, that works.
From a brand marketing point of view,
I wonder, does it have anything to do with stone statues?
No.
And does it have anything to do with deities?
No. No. Some of these are like big subjectively, yes, but like, you know, as if we're playing Insider, I'm trying to be helpful here.
Does it actually have anything to do with pandas?
Absolutely not.
No.
I mean, the name came before the icon, the logo, so it has to do with pandas, but it's more pandas have to do with it as a when Mario and I did the branding, it's like the interpretation of the name.
So we've already said that it doesn't have anything to do with animals, right?
Yeah, no, it would be a pretty subjective stretch for me to say yes to that.
Okay, so it's got something to do with humans.
Yeah, let's go with yes on that one. But like, you know, it's a abstract yes.
Abstract, yes.
Human nature. Let's say like human nature. I'll give a little hint there.
Wow. Dylan's really helping people out, and it will be like the first person except for Xate in the chat who says anything. So in the chat, if you want to ask questions, feel free to ask questions. Dylan's just going to tell us the answer, apparently. No, we can stretch this out until Dylan comes onto the stream properly, like maybe next year. You know, when I say next year, it says only a week away.
Yeah.
But at some point next year, Dylan can come onto the stream, you know, look up the... And, yeah, other people can have guesses on that thing. We could have an entire 2-hour show about it, just what's his... the name all about. That could be like your introductory show.
That would be so much fun. Plus, I have a game I want to show you, Bez, that I think you're gonna like.
I'm liking the sound of this.
Yeah, I am too, and hopefully there'll be a video at that point.
Oh, there will be. Yeah, once I'm back in the actual, the real QB cave. I'm in like the substitute QB cave at the moment.
So, just one thing, because of, I appreciate you putting your preferred pronoun on the thing. What I've done in the past is to say, rather than conjugating things, because as I understand it, conjugation was primarily because of sie, zer, and other neopronouns, which people don't know so well. So normally when people come on, for Dina, for example, I would have asked, how do you feel about the pronoun she? How do you feel about the pronoun they? How do you feel about the pronoun he as used for you? And of those three, if there's one that you definitely do not want to have used for your name and makes you feel uncomfortable, then omit that. And of the others, then just have them as an ordered list. It's kind of what I'm trying to do to... I guess there is a little bit of pushing an agenda in some ways that I'm trying to push for singular they. Normalize it in some ways, at least in rule sheets. But yeah.
Yeah, are you asking if it's okay to call me they?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine.
And how do you feel about being... Dylan?
I missed that last question.
Yeah.
How would you feel about being called she?
It wouldn't bother me. I'm pretty agnostic. I'm aware that it's really important for a lot of people, so I respect that. You know, for me, it probably, I don't have a lot of self-perception grounded in this reality. You know, I feel very temporal as existing in this, like in this body, in this moment. Always feel like I'm slipping away from this moment. So like I said, it's really important for me to be aware. That's one of the 3 values at Quality Beast is awareness. And to being aware and then respecting what makes other people feel comfortable. But for me personally, it's like, I'm pretty agnostic to it. So I'm happy to be called in, like whatever, you know, makes other people comfortable, to be honest.
No, I appreciate that. So I've put on your thing, if that's okay, he, they, she, because that's a sort of order of preference.
To make Sate happy, you have to put boss man at the end too.
I mean, I'm trying to limit it to to the 3 more usual pronouns, but no, it's a difficult one. Nah, boss man's what I call you, not open to all.
Sometimes when I see people do this, is that they just do any.
That's neat.
I think it's, yeah, because that gives people, you know, the knowledge that it doesn't really, it's not really important to them, which is being used.
I like that. And that's certainly something that would also apply to Chris, who actively does not want to put a preference in them necessarily, but feels different on different days.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Kind of like dynamic.
So, I mean, to some extent, having them stated up front, it kind of underscores that, yes, despite what I might look like, my identity is not tied to my pronoun, which is an interesting one. Because, I mean, and I would really like to have a discussion at some point next year, obviously, when we're going, like, just really chatting about this and how people identify. And it would be lovely to have you as part of that.
Yeah, are you referring to me or Dina or both of us?
I think both, but especially you, Dylan, because you've just come up with some quite, interesting thoughts about it, I feel. And it feels like you're coming from an unusual perspective. And so whilst I'm not about representing necessarily the majority perspective, I try to represent more, how to put it, obviously on anyone's show, there is some element of, okay, if someone were to come over here and say, hey, I believe that everyone should be slaughtered, well, that's your opinion. But I'm not going to have you on my show for a couple of hours to talk about that, because I don't feel like we've got enough, that's a solid basis for a useful discussion. And that is so antithetical to what I personally believe. Whereas, I mean, looking at it realistically, if someone were to express those sorts of views, probably be concerned and trying to look into what sorts of help could we get to make sure that this person, was not a danger to themselves and others. But more pertinently, like if someone is to come and say, hey, I'm trying to think of something that games should be made 100% out of plastic. And it's like, okay, well, I completely disagree, but why do you think that? Some reasons, then maybe we can have a discussion. It's not like, okay, I don't know how to express it, but there has to be some degree of aligning with the values, but also I do appreciate talking to people with different to my own. For sure, all the people, they don't necessarily, I'm not having people on just because I agree with them. I'm having people on partially because I respect them, for sure. Martin Wallace, I reached out because Martin Wallace really respects you, but that doesn't mean I agree with everything that you say. And oh my gosh, we've just had 3 robots, that I'm sure. And such happy Christmas topic, says Xate. But it's more about trying to find people with different views that hopefully we can have similar values, even if our views are slightly different. That's, for me, kind of my favorite type of guest. Does that make sense, Dina?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'd be really interested. I'm not an expert by any means in the topic, but it matters a lot to the work that we're doing. And especially since we make games in multiple languages, it's just, I would be lying if I said it didn't feel like a minefield. And I don't, I'm not trying to make it not feel that way. I'm trying to develop tools that, help us have it not be a minefield. You know what I mean? Like, I think the unknown of it and the seriousness of the topic can make it scary. But I think just becoming more familiar with it and then slowly developing the right tools to work through it as a company, as a creative, then it becomes a lot less scary and it actually flips and it starts to become exciting.
Like color blindness and, vision impairments. I think we talked about a wee bit, Dina, and in marketing, how we can
accessibility.
Yeah.
Welcome
And
more people.
we said we weren't going to talk about marketing today, but
and yet here we are.
you know what? As soon as you came on, Dylan, we had all sorts of serious topics, but what we have established is that it's not an animal. It's maybe to do with humans. It's
but it has more to do about human nature.
It's not to do with objects, with statues or deities. Sorry, Dina, you were about to ask something.
No, so it has more to do about human nature than humans.
Yeah. That's a solid yes. That's a solid yes. I mean, yes.
Does it have to nature?
Does it have to do with nature?
Mm.
You mean like trees and rocks and stuff?
Yeah.
No, I don't know, not directly.
Does it have to do with non-living stuff?
Yes, very much.
Okay.
Can you hear my daughter singing in the background?
Yes, we can. She sounds very happy.
She is.
Wrap it up for today, the guessing, because I don't think we're going to get it today, but let's just turn it into an epic stream where we go until someone guesses but knocks it. Like someone works it out rather than...
Sure, we can do a giveaway. I'm down. The game is in print now, so we can finally, like, in good faith, we can say, you will get this.
So what is the age groups?
For Caesar Bean? Probably 10 plus is like the bare minimum, but I think we should probably say 13. It's a pretty heavy game. Yeah.
So probably not suitable for Dina's child.
No, but interestingly enough, no matter what age your child is, the game I want to show to you, Bez, I should maybe show to Dina too, because it is a literally all ages game. It was designed and developed for ages 1 and up. And
nice.
That's not literally all ages. I mean, I was about to be really super pedantic and say, you know what? Like my twins, they were born a few months premature. I think you'd struggle to get them to, play anything the day after they came out.
Okay, give me time. But maybe before I come on the show, it'll be available to also ages 0 or minus.
I mean, in order to be accessible for the youngest, as in from newborn, it needs to just be able to handle it. So it needs to be, about a fist-size big components, and taste-proof, eating-proof, non-toxic.
Actually, you can.
Do you have a concept of victory? That's the question. But certainly the notion of a game that can be played with a 1-year-old is pretty exciting, and so yeah. But yes, I think it is too late to claim you don't know the definition of quality beast. So yeah, I think that Xate, sorry, you are not eligible for this contest, and Dylan's made it clear it has to be either a guess or working out based on information that you've got during the stream. Let's work out something, Dylan. If you're okay, I will say goodbye to you for the moment, and we can continue this in January if we can set a date.
Yeah, it sounds great. I already feel like I've overstayed my welcome here.
That is fine. It's been lovely having you.
Yeah, it was great to meet you, Dina, as well.
Yeah. I'm always interested to hear about games for kids. So.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, and I'll keep watching. Happy holidays, y'all.
Bye, Dylan, from the screen,
from me and my children too.
Bye, Dylan's kids.
Bye, Dylan's kids.
And that was That was Dylan, and I think that my leg is pretty bad where I am currently, and so I think I'm actually just going to, maybe when I'm back in London, if I do take my, yep. Why is this not? Oh no, it's completely due to the upload. I'm going to just remove this mobile phone, and just because I can see, even if people aren't on screen, it's quite a nice thing. I can sort of see them backstage, and then it's like, oh yeah, even though on the camera it's still working, on the upload here it's just completely frozen, but it's a beast. I think trying to give us a strong clue. Yeah, no more clues. No, that's all good. Don't worry, it's been lovely having you. So, any more questionably quick questions? So, Dina, let's, if you know what, this is chaos. Let's talk about what is a typical day for you like recently, and
all right.
Everyone, feel free to comment, ask questions from Like Follow during the entire thing, but again, don't feel obliged to.
Okay, so obviously now that it is holidays, I've sent my kid to his dad for the holidays because it is a very important time for them to spend time together. So I dropped him off on Friday. So for me, recently, my typical day has been to get up in the morning and checking social medias for anything relevant that I should check in terms of my job. Right now I'm working with Green Meadow Games, as I've mentioned before, which means that I do some social media management. I update them, and I do plan whatever is needed for their marketing purposes, and
yes,
also chatting.
You need to update your info and stuff before next time.
I do, yes. So I do that, and then I go on TikTok to see if there's any relevant viral things for other people that I am, having contacts with. Like, I sent Board Game Goblin a TikTok here recently because it was perfectly for their brand to jump on the trend. And I constantly look for things based on what platform people are on that they can jump on to gain a little bit more traction for their brands. So I've spent some time doing emails during the day, and then I might go outside for a little bit just to get a breather. And I'm doing some decoration here, so I've been painting my bookshelves and my desk that I have here, and my table in the living room for board games. So I try to fit that in between. And also, been playing with Zate and Can quite a lot lately, and having some wine and just trying to relax in the evenings before a new day starts.
Yeah, that sounds like a lovely routine. In terms of typical days, like, I do want to say, like, the board game Goblin, I saw the thing that they were doing with the Dice Goblin and the duet. I saw that and I thought, oh, is this going to be a song? And I wasn't sure whether to click on it because I wasn't in the mood for a song. But then it was like a lovely, I mean, sometimes it's a delightful moment of surprise, but if I don't reveal the surprise, then I'm hyping it too much. So, yeah, basically it's someone kind of doing a nature, like a commentary of as if the Dice Goblin is a natural creature, a beast of quality in its own habitat, maybe. And, that is something that...
Yeah,
it was fun to watch.
And today they had a video coming up in the morning, and there's another one coming in the midnight that I was told about because they're doing a giveaway kind of thing. So they're reviewing a board game every day on their channel. So definitely people should check that out because I helped a little bit with subtitles for one of their videos to just to show them how subtitles can be added to TikTok. So I donated a couple of hours as a present for them there.
So that sounds, yeah, you're doing great work, and it's lovely to see what you're up to. I would like to move on to there's no main topic today. It's just literally comments, ask questions, do whatever. We're going to start off with a brief musical interlude, which, oops, showing off my gym jams there briefly. So this is a song about doing things that you maybe shouldn't. It's also a song about a particular game. Now, Dina, I'm not going to let you
have a go.
Yeah, I do. It feels wrong because you've got less lag than everyone else, and also if you kind of guess, then so I'm going to ask you to kind of not join in on this one for the moment, if that's okay.
Mute my mic. Yeah.
So this board game Goblin here on our shared account. So that's BFF Board Gamer. Oh. So yeah, everyone, if you can guess what game this is, then you get 1,000 points. Unless someone's guessed before you, in which case you get 500 points. But you are not allowed to guess twice in a row. That's the rule. So if you guess, you can't guess again until someone else has guessed. I have no idea what. Okay, let's do that. Is this loud enough? Make it a wee bit louder. There's been a misdeed, and now we all need to find out who did it, who killed and then hid it. There's been a misdeed. Oh wait, the body's here, but it's missing an ear. Big chunks of the face are in another place, but wait, the body's here. So we will all go questioning, place to place, but time's ticking. And now we all will evaluate the things that happened upon this date. Yeah, guess the game, everyone. Come on, guess the game. You just just type in a guess, and you aren't allowed to guess twice in a row. And hello, Rob. Hello, Michael. And yeah, you get points for guessing correctly. This is a game by a waterfowl. This is a game not by an owl. Someone who has had a bunch of fortune, and it's quite a boon. We have to discover through technology, through mobile phone, the killer indeed, because there's been a misdeed, and now we all need to find out who did it. And now, with some why did they have to die? This has been a horrible time. Why did they have to die? Play, it's been such a horrible time. Okay, I'm going to let Dina come back in, and we'll give a couple more minutes for anyone who wants to chatter about anything. And I'll just kind of, let's chat about other stuff for 2 minutes. So if anyone, after a couple of minutes, anyone who's gotten it correct will get a bunch of points. So, Dina, have you ever witnessed a crime?
Yes.
Wow. Are we talking like murder or something less serious?
Something less serious. Though there was definitely an attempt.
So, are we going to get anything that could be used by the police as evidence from you?
No.
Are you saying that you're not a snitch?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm actually terrified to go through the whole process of talking, and I don't really trust my memory. So, yeah. In fear of giving false information, I usually just shut up.
Dina knows that snitches get stitches. Idol Michael, and more interviews with piano backing, please. I mean, I'm not expecting to do the piano when, we have our more serious topic on Tuesday, but maybe if, someone requests it, sure, why not? And Xate says, going dark again. Xate has some crazy crime stories, but maybe not for Christmas Eve morning.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not quite Christmas Eve morning topic.
Okay, and the song, maybe it wasn't the best, but there was only one correct guess, which was, let's see if this works, we'll cook for board games, gets 1,000 points.
They had right.
It was indeed, as Xate said, Chronicles of Crime, because, yeah, it was a murder, and it was with technology, and so it could have been detective, it could have been Chronicles of Crime, but then I mentioned waterfowl, and no, I mentioned it was by a waterfowl of great fortune, like Lucky Duck Games. Come on, a waterfowl of great fortune. Yeah, exactly. There you go, Michael. I'm happy that you agree with me. So yeah, that is that, and that's what we'll be doing tomorrow all day for as many as I am able to write. So now what will we do, Dina? Are we going to start answering some of these questions that you put in the original description? Or and if anyone wants to do the hashtag do a task or whatever, or add a task, then you can feel free to do so. And at some point, maybe we'll play a bit of Hangman or 20 Questions, but with a board game name, which might be slightly easier to guess than Quality Beast. And we've only got more than half done, and Michael rescinds their lobbying. I'm thankful to hear that. And yeah, oh, that's so sweet. Xate gave 457.
Oh, that's so nice.
I mean, are freely flowing. There's going to be so many tomorrow, because I'm going to try and almost make it a daily thing, even if the songs are only 1/4 written and I have to improvise the rest of them. That's the way it will go. And yes, so Dina, you said in the intro that you love thrift stores so much. So I put it to you, Dina, that thrift stores are indeed awesome, but you need to tell us why, because you brought up the topic.
Okay, so I really love finding what I call gems on secondhand stores, because not only do they have, it helps lower your eco footprint, because basically it's a part of recycling, but it also allows you to get things that can quite be unique, and also it's honoring the journey of objects. It's people have had these items before and probably enjoyed them, but had to give up them for some reason. And I kind of like the idea that I'm taking them in and I'm giving them a new home. Like this bookshelf here I found at a shop, and I just painted the backing of it. So now it fits into my place. I've given it a new life and a new journey. And same with my desk that I've been painting so that it fits in with the rest of the interior, and it's a beautiful piece of pine wood desk that someone has actually made. Like this is not mass produced in any way. It's like someone actually made this for probably like their kid or something. All the pieces were kind of mismatched, so you needed a little bit, fixing and repairs and paint just to look okay again. But I got it for super cheap, and it was a nice way for me to get a desk because I really needed one. So I always look for ways to use things that are already existing instead of buying new things. So it helps keeping my eco footprint down. And also I keep finding really cool games on the thrift stores. So that's a huge bonus for me.
Oops, just plugging in my laptop so it doesn't turn off. I agree with you about thrift stores. I think they are amazing. And Mrs. Dem. And I will say that most of my clothes are from thrift stores, although this was kind of a cheap thing that I got like maybe 4 of them at the time. But anyway, Alex has, and plugs are indeed brilliant. Okay, Idle Michael wants to ask what the best game that they found is, but before that, I'll say that there were 2 options out of the 3 that I got to veto one. Either Alex gets to make me improvise a new song about a game, and Alex, you could pick the game and I would improvise a song about that, or you get us to make funny faces. And I think it's fair if Dina has to do it as well.
You mean the song and the face?
No, the funny faces. I mean, like with the song, if you want to harmonize with that, that could work. But what is the best game that you found, Dina?
I think in terms of Trista, the best game that I found has to be the Finnish version of Engine number 9, which is here from Amigo.
Ooh, nice. I've no idea what that game is. Let me make you bigger.
Yeah. So in English, it's called Engine number 9. I had to look it up because, it doesn't have. It only had the Finnish rules and the Swedish rules, and none of them. So you just had alternative naming for them. But it's brilliant. Like, so this is what the board looks like, and there you have these tiles that you basically shuffle for each round. So you roll a die, and then it has to be moved. And in terms of keeping the attention for a small kid, moving a tile around every turn makes the game really interesting. We're doing funny faces.
Yes, I think you've got to do funny faces for a bit now. What's your best funny face?
My kid always likes it when I do this.
Fudge. Okay. Oh yes, we could.
That's brilliant.
Okay. This would be a great time to arrive, says Rob. Yep, sure. So that is, I think we have accomplished that task of doing some funny faces.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm putting it there. I will actually probably pop that back in. So if anyone wants to add another tasks or get us to do another thing, then feel free to spend your points on that.
Yeah, and back to the topic of thrift stores. One of the other reasons why I love thrift stores is because you can find a lot of clothes there. And as a person who can sew and have several sewing machines and do hand stitching and stuff, are knowledgeable in alterations and clothing repairs. For me, it adds to that because I can find and create very unique items that are going to be custom fit for me or whoever is getting it. So this year and also last year, I've been looking into a lot of trans clothing designs because clothes in general in shops don't really cater to particular sizes and fits that they would be looking for, and could be really challenging for them to find clothes. So I have a friend of mine who I've been helping doing some customization of clothes that they already have, as well as giving them ideas on garments that would fit what they're wanting to represent.
Well, that's awesome, having something that portrays you the way you want to be whilst being cognizant of your sizes and shapes, if you know what I mean.
Exactly, yeah. And highlight, obviously, you want to highlight the features that helps you represent the way that you want to be seen. So knowing how to just add in a couple of stitches on a piece of clothing can really help that. And doing that on a thrift store find instead of getting a really expensive garment when you're going to alter it anyway is the more economical way of doing it.
I mean, being able to alter your stuff is a really valuable skill. That's not something that I've really been doing. I had this one dress that I really loved. I wore it a few times at conventions, but I think my weight increased a little bit over the past couple of years, so I'm not able to wear it quite now. It was always a tight fit for me, I'm not going to lie. But before I used to just be able to fit into it. Whereas it's like, because it looks so amazing, but at a certain point, I guess you need to say, yeah, this bits of clothing isn't, something that I'm going to fit into it, and just come to terms with that somehow.
And obviously, in that, when that is the case, what I would do is I would look at the garment and I would make a pattern out of it, and then I would replicate it just in a size or two larger, so that you could still get that feel, because obviously that piece of clothing made you feel good. So getting a duplicate of it in a different size is a way to make it live longer in a sense. And then you could have several of them in different colors and combinations.
Okay, Alex has added a task of improvising a haiku. That's a good one.
Ooh.
Okay, where's my... can't find my... There we go. This will be done in a black pen rather than a red one. I like that. Improv haiku. And now that is forever a possibility in the task list. And then Xate did Xate just do task twice? What happened? Because I see 2 messages of Xate from do task. Okay, so I need to shuffle it. Oh, it doesn't like spaces apparently. So, oh yes, you can't use a space, so there's 3 things. One is change colors. Oh, that's the one that Xate added yesterday to make me play the crew or change hair. I think play the crew is the one I least. Oh, but if I said I'd have to change it until Christmas. Oh man. Okay. How do you feel about playing the crew right now on camera? Should we? I mean, we've only got 40 minutes. Is that even enough time for me to learn the crew and to play it? Like, if we've got to finish in... Okay, I think Xate knows what they really want, so yeah, we'll do change colors, fine. And so, yep, we're doing change colors, so it's and
I
so
can't
yeah,
look.
once Dina just does not want to look. RGB. So what's Christmas green? Is that like a dark green? FF. Maybe that's a bit more. Maybe a bright green, like a mint. What? Maybe. Give me a hexadecimal code, Xate. Is maybe BB99? No, that's a bit too much blue.
That's
Is that the kind of
Very
thing
much
you're
like
thinking
my
of
favorite.
now?
That's kind of, yeah, Christmas green.
Do you want 00873E? Let me check that. Let me check what that looks like. 873E. Which one do you want? Okay,
That's a
Xate
nice
said
contrast to our
they want
head.
specifically 42692F. I feel like 4269, and then what was after that? 2F. Can you read out the things, because I can't? Oh wait, I could change. 42692F. Yep.
42692F.
Okay, that says 42692F, and so that is what this is. That one, Xate. So leave Michael's. It's this great, or this one also great. Man, I feel like in future, I might put this back in, but it'll in future. This will be like for 5 minutes. I mean, for today, since we already did it, then fine. You can keep it until Christmas, just because Xate, out of respect for Xate, but for future Christmas. For 5 minutes. Not for 5 Christmas, for 5 minutes.
5 Christmases.
For 5 Christmases, for 5 years. You change. This is like a poop green, like baby poop. You poop in green? I'm not a well man, says Michael. Leave Michael alone, Xate. Stop judging Michael's poops.
It's true.
I mean, yeah, this is green, so I guess there's 40 minutes left of this, and then I can change it tomorrow morning before I start the stream.
Oh, yeah. Go back to normalcy.
Yeah, FF1122, it's where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did all the efforts of wearing red and everything.
'Tis the season for poop judging. Okay. Let's get back to... Okay, so...
We're having another piano segue?
No, I was just going to play more piano while we talk more about thrift stores.
Oh, I mean, well, we're on the topic of poop. I mean...
Poop. Okay.
I have a book.
No, Xate, I am not letting you clip me, or no, I am not doing that. On that note, I have to go now, says Rob. Enjoy the rest of the stream, and I hope you have good poo. Have a good poo. Have a good poo. Not seen that one, although I am a fan of Everybody Poops.
That is also a good one, yeah. So this one is more about...
I feel abused.
In this book, it goes more into like what it actually is, like scientifically, and like where does it go, and what different animals that does fun things with it, and what they use it for. So what it symbolizes, and It has these brilliant little flat things. Like it says, beware of hippopotamuses because they scatter poop when they do it.
So,
Important.
yeah,
knowledge.
poop. I mean, it's important biological functions, and it's important to know where this stuff goes. I mean, there aren't enough serious games about poo, you could say. Like, I know there's a lot of mass market
Funny
games
one.
about poo, but there's not enough games that say, hey, this is what happens to the poo. I mean, I can think of Primordial Soup, that has kind of a serious topic, and you do end up eating other people's fecal matter for because you're just little amoeba.
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah, it can,
I mean, bunnies do that too, so why not? Yeah, there's a lot of games, like I saw recently on Kickstarter, there was, all these making fun of the whole thing, and that can be really confusing for a small child who's just learning to get out of nappies and stuff.
But I'm not saying we shouldn't make fun of these things, like, for sure. I mean, let's have a laugh, let's enjoy life, and let's, I don't know, like, enjoy a game about coffee or a game about words or, things that are fun to play, and a fun light game about trains. But by the same nature that we have a semi-serious game about coffee, by my understanding, and we have a at least, well, more than one semi-serious game about trains, why not a semi-serious game about other topics?
Yeah.
Like poo.
I mean, I'm currently waiting for 2 coffee games and 2 tea games. So I actually do have 2 train games.
What are the coffee games and tea games?
Let's see. I'm waiting for Throwdown Latte and coffee something. Yeah, and the tea one is High Tea with the expansion.
Yeah, and of course there is the game that I heard about an hour ago is now definitely in print, and there might be an opportunity to win a copy of Seize the Bean in January.
So all the games.
Viva Java, I assume that's Viva Java, Tuatawakan, and soon Seize the Bean as coffee games. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Sometimes I like to mess around with people and say, oh, what is this? Viva Java. That sounds like an interesting name for a game. But no, I normally do it when it's like words that's actually... oh, sorry. Yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, it's kind of... I don't know, I lost my train of thought. Well, bye, Michael. I hope that you have a lovely day. And if you have any reasons that games are brilliant, anyone, then let us know. Why do you think games are brilliant? This is the question that I'm asking people. Games are brilliant because we communicate ideas, because we bring people together, whether it's friends or meeting new people. Certainty in the baffling world is really important to me. Like, sometimes I just want to know that, hey, this is the way that these rules are going to work. And sometimes it's fun to just learn. And sometimes we want to exercise our minds. I guess we could also say exercising our bodies. Yes, they are fun.
I do have some jumping around games too.
Fun. That's really something that I should add to that list. Good point. Do you have anything to add to that list?
No, I think not at the top of mind.
So, next question. Who is your child? And what do you want to say about your child? And how does your child play Carcassonne so well?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so obviously both parents of my kid is gamers. We met through board games. So it was obvious to us that when the child came along, we would play games. And we started off with like a Montessori kind of approach to learning new things. So he easily had things that could make, would challenge his mind whenever he needed. And he would, when he was like 2, he would look at Napoleon, the board game, and he would be really wanting to play it. So our goal has been to challenge him enough so that he can learn to play it as quick as possible, because he's really keen on it. For some strange reason, I do not want to play Napoleon at all. I don't think it's a great game. It's an interesting one for sure, but after a couple of plays, I'm like, okay, I've done that game now. What else is there? So yeah, I love tile placement, so I got him into Carcassonne. And
so it's basically somewhat selfish.
Yeah, most selfish motivations to have someone to play with easily without always having to rely on other adults being available for games. I've only been in Finland for 3 years, so I don't know that many people. So getting a group together can be difficult at times, especially with a child. So why not make your kid one of the ones that you can play with? So yeah, he's almost 4 now, and we do play Carcassonne with 2 expansions. He really loves lakes and rivers, and he's curious about the whole dragon and princesses thing. We played through King Domino and Queen Domino, and Alhambra was a recent addition for us. So it'll be exciting to get the big box of that too, so we can continue to play, because he got the mechanics really easily, which I was very surprised of, because it does have, the whole purchase and matching colors and buying function in it, which I didn't think he was quite ready for. So yeah, we're just developing on what he seems to really enjoy, and then giving him a bit bigger challenges of what he's already into, so that there's always something available for him to go towards. He doesn't like the word to practice, so making it play and fun is right up his alley. So we were really lucky.
When you started off these things, like when you started off Carcassonne, what was your kids already playing?
When we started Carcassonne, we had really only played zombie dice, and I also have this mine games from Smart Games. It's about matching black and white, like this, and you're doing patterns. They can bend in different ways. So it's like a puzzle. He really loves puzzles, and yeah, some kaleidos, which is to find things in a picture. So you draw a letter, and then I tell him what letter it is, so he's getting to work into that letter recognition as well. But a lot of the games that we did prior to actually doing proper board games was, gamified play. So like 3 in a row, or pattern matching games, puzzles, a lot of puzzles. He had played Reckless Sloth. That was on Kickstarter this summer. Yeah, Reckless Sloth, which is about matching cards to rescue sloth from imminent danger. And what other? Yeah, we tried to play Samurai Brothers this summer, which is another card game. Didn't quite catch on to that one. It's a little bit too much tableau management for him yet. So I'm guessing maybe in a year we can reintroduce that. But also we've done a lot of like cards and board cards to match for grocery shopping, so that he can. So we kind of gamify grocery shopping with the sense that he has cards and he knows what to pick up. So like there'll be a card with like a grape on it or a clementine, and he knows what to pick up. so that he's familiar with what cards are supposed to be their representations to get him into the next level. So really looking at what is required in order to play a game, and then break it down into different parts that can be practiced, and then finding something that supports one of the practices, so that you can, once they have enough maneuverability of their hand in order to work with cards, then you can, add another challenge, and then just really seeing what he's ready for in terms of dexterity. Clementines are absolutely brilliant.
Yes, I assume that Alex is eating a clementine just now and sharing that. So much juiciness. I want to ask, the first time you were playing Carcassonne, were you playing with, what rules were you omitting?
Okay, so the first time we played Carcassonne, I just explained him that he needs to connect the castles and the roads. I didn't add in rivers, and then we just made it as a puzzle.
Was it literally just putting bits together the first time?
We did introduce the meeples because he saw them, and then therefore they were really interesting to him, and he wanted to know how to use it, because before we did Carcassonne, we had already done King Domino and Queen Domino.
Wow.
Quite a bit. So he already knew that tiles and meeples belongs together, and how to put the tiles together. So I think playing King and Queen Domino really helped him in that sense, because obviously Queen Domino also has a little bit of a swapping and that added into it. So King Domino first, then Queen, and then Carcassonne. And then on the second play, he saw the rivers and he wondered how that works. So I told him, well, this is how it works. We do that as a mini game first, and then we do the castles around it. And he just jumped right at it.
That sounds like, it's all thanks to the Montessori method of making sure that people are self-directed and motivated, but for sure there is some guidance and pushing, what you have in the environment, and limiting the screen time and different things that you do. But
the first 3 years
we
had no screen time whatsoever, so he didn't even get to see pictures of himself. We didn't take a lot of pictures of him using phones, so there was just a no screen environment for him the first 3 years. So they gave him a lot of playtime and active interactions with people around him.
Well, the final question that we had was about...
Do I own anything else than grey?
Which, we can see that you're wearing black today.
I am.
But do you have any bright colours for your tops?
I was given a really bright color, but it kind of hurts my eyes because it's a neon pink. Someone was like, hey, you need colors in your life. Here's a bright neon pink. And it's like, no, can't do it. Yeah, story cubes is brilliant. We have story cards, so I never really got the story cubes, which I kind of feel bad for, because story cubes are amazing for learning language and developing storytelling mechanics as well. I think that's absolutely fantastic. And I have a friend of mine who uses story cubes with a non-verbal child of theirs in order to help communicate needs. So story cubes can be more than just a game, which I think is brilliant. It goes
I would argue that story cubes is not... I guess we're getting into the what is a game, but I feel like for me certainly not an ortho game. As defined by Richard Garfield, a game in which you make decisions and then there's a measure of success, because there is no measure of success in Rory's story cubes. But of course, by that definition, RPGs and other story games are not a game, and it's okay, what do you get out of a game? Is it all about the measure of success at the end, or is it all about the self-expression? And I remember
able to tell stories and having the medias in order to do so.
Rory talking about this person who said, "Oh, who always used to say, oh, I'm stupid," and if you add that rule, then hey presto, it's a game. But And you can easily gamify it. You can say, okay, everyone tells a story, and then at the end, everyone points to the person whose stories they felt's the best, and then find out whose story most people preferred. But does that take away from it?
Yeah.
Because like if you're to an extent, there's some joy in these games which don't evaluate your success and base it on an exact number, because it kind of almost reflects the nuance of what you've done a bit more. Because if I am to, let's say, do some sort of performance, then you could say, okay, Bez, this performance was good. It was a 6 out of 10. And maybe I'll feel, okay, well, I don't know what that means. Okay, maybe there's 10 people and I'll be, okay, I was slightly under the median. And then maybe I get annoyed because I'm like, why am I less than average? That feels a bit sad. But the truth is that maybe you could measure things on 100 dimensions. And if we were to score things properly, like score things based on the nuance and score things based on how much did it make me laugh, how much did it... And if you if you finish a story, you get a point, well then am I just motivated to do it as quickly as I can and not put any thoughts into the stories? And that itself is taking away from the joy of it. So maybe like being able to step back for a moment and just enjoy the creativity and self-expression, which is something that we got into right at the start with, it has to be time for us to start winding down. I said we might sing together or run some hangman. We never did. I don't think we have to. I mean, I don't think anyone's like, oh my god, we really want to play some hangman. We'll have all sorts of mini games tomorrow. That's what I'm going to do. If people want us, if at least 2 people want us to do hangman, we'll do one quickly. Do you want us to do hangman, Dina, or are you not bothered?
I'm not bothered.
Yeah, I'm not bothered either. Let's skip it. Should we sing something together? Should we try singing together?
I mean, we are going to sing the bye-bye song together. We always do that.
Yeah, so let's wrap up quickly, and then we've got like 10 minutes to sing. Okay. So, recap and wrap up.
So today we talked a little bit about self-identity and gender identity. We've talked about games and what makes a game. Also, how do you teach games a little bit in terms of dividing it into tasks and looking at what those tasks would be in order to be able to do said games. We've talked about how I don't really own anything colorful for my tops, only my skirts and dresses. We've talked about coffee games and thematic games, and poo and books and kids. We've had Dylan over a little bit, joining us on voice only with a lively background about their company and also an upcoming giveaway and also possibly a visit here on Stuff by Bez later in the new year with Quality Peace.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
And it's about the game that's apparently suitable to play with 1-year-olds. Although I know that Dylan sent a message in chat saying they would love you to try it out. Although, let's be honest, it sounds like your kid is fairly advanced, so any game that is ostensibly suitable for a 1-year-old should definitely be suitable for your kid.
Yes, I think we did a little bit of a check, and overall he can do games for 5+. And if it is a tile placement like Carcassonne or Alhambra, both of those are like 8+. 7+.
Wait, Carcassonne's only 7+?
Yeah, Carcassonne the big bucket is 7+.
I would have thought that it would say like, I don't know, maybe 8+?
I think the original base game was 8+. I'm pretty sure. I seem to recollect the same thing. And then Alhambra is, where is it? Doesn't even say on the back. 8+. Yeah.
Just Robin gets in. Robin gets in. Okay.
But it's not on brand, Zate. It's not on brand.
Quelle surprise. I mean, you were the one who picked it. Zate, if you did not like it, then there would be something seriously wrong. I mean, this is gift to Zate. And of course, if you want to check out Dina, where do you like to be found?
I am available a lot of places. Twitter is an easy way to find me, and the stuff that I tweet there is generally about my life and a little bit of work, but also just about me being passionate about games and what makes games. And also my own role-playing game will occasionally make an appearance there because I'm still working it out. And on Gamer Valkyrie, it's more about the games that I play and how we play them. And I give you a little bit of a few tips on how to play board games with younger kids, because obviously that is my experience currently, so that has been my focus. And on Hero Time, you can find information on me if you want to hire me as a professional for board game marketing. I have a little deal going with them if you're using them as a manufacturer, or you can just contact me directly without it being Hero Time as a middleman. The YouTube link here will show some of the promo material that I've helped made for a board game that had a Kickstarter release. I did all the sewing and I did the song for it because I really like sharing my talents and challenging myself to do new things. And on LinkedIn, you can see generally what I've been working on as a professional, and it's great just connecting with more people there and be able to share the things that we're passionate about. And I announce that when I have appearances where I'm doing like workshops about accessibility or game design, or even having talks about marketing, I always share those on LinkedIn.
And of course, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, those will be in the description. They'll also be available as comments. And on Twitch, it should all, wherever you are, it should all be clickable. And my own things are at the bottom of the screen.
And you can find Stuff by Bez on
which is just coming up on a moment. You of course know that stuffbybez.com is ostensibly my main website, and stuffbybez.bigcartel.com is where you can buy my stuff. Twitter.com/stuffbybez is where I post the most, I guess. Although Instagram.com/stuffbybez, I post a picture every day-ish. Twitch.tv/stuffbybez, I have streamed for the past 238 days. Every day at 10 a.m. I've been streaming, even though one of those days I had to start at 9 a.m. because I was getting my tooth taken out. That was 2 days ago, and then I carried on from 9 until just after 10. So I was definitely streaming at 10:02, which I think I've done every day for quite a while.
Yeah.
And so yeah, twitch.tv/stuffbybez. Normally there's lots of interviews, but tomorrow I guess I'm really going to do a bunch of musical songs, a bunch of hangman, just whatever comes up. People can chuck in tasks or whatever. YouTube.com/stuffbybez for the old stuff, stuffbybez.com/discord. That is to check out things, share pictures of cats, share pictures of games you played, and January the 9th, we are going to have all that stuff. And what is Alex saying wow to? Sometimes some of this stuff I just don't understand, and I do apologize.
We're going to need some context here. Yeah.
Sorry about that, Alex. But yeah, stuffbybez.com/discord. There will be a Bez and Friends game day on January the 9th. And I want to say, yeah, thank you, everyone. Wow to just everything, says Alex. Oh,
I mean, we didn't really talk about marketing, so it's like this is the second get to know Dina chat that we're doing here on the stream. It's been really interesting.
I mean, the first time you came on, we talked about marketing, so I feel like this is almost the first kind of let's sit down in a casual setting and just talk about everything except for marketing. It reminds me of DevCon, where I had people and I said, okay, we're going to get people together to talk about design, but specifically not to playtest. And once you remove something, it's like, what fills to take that space? And the thing that filled in that circumstance was people getting together, doing game jams, and people talking and sharing thoughts and sharing values and getting to know each other and making friends. And it was a lovely thing, because whilst playtesting is super valuable, but it's also valuable to learn from other people. And I've learned so much from Mark Rosewater, from Jeff Engelstein, from a bunch of other people, but those are definitely the main two I would cite. But yeah, it's been lovely having you on. But at the time, it was to the 200 plus streams streak. Yay, to getting to know Dina. So yeah, it has been, and honestly, I am going to kill the streak whenever, or stop the streak whenever I go to Thailand. I'm not afraid of stopping the streak. I mean, at some point it will have to be stopped. But thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dina. Thank you, Dina. You have been amazing. Thank you, everyone watching. There's been way too many people to shout out individually, but thank you to everyone watching. I want to give a special shout out actually to Alex and... Wait, is Dina frozen for anyone else? Dina seems to be frozen. This is unfortunate. We were just about to sing together as well. I want to give a shout out to Xate and Alex, you know, the moderators, and who both engaged with the points. And yeah, it's just like I was hoping that it would turn out. People having a bit of fun with it. Oh, Dina is frozen for other people. That is very unfortunate. I'll leave Dina on in the background and make myself bigger in that case. We will, you know, that's the memory of Dina that we have. You know that, oh, Dina's now gone. Oh, well, oh man. Well, again, thank you, everyone. And over to you. What are you up to? You can share anything you want to. Over to you. What are you up to? You can share anything you want to. So is there anything you want to share? Something you're looking forward to? Hopes and ambitions? You can share anything you want, whether it's exciting or trivial or important or just fun. I mean, I know that Xate is looking forward to being 100% at Idle Michael's stream, I guess. And so what are people looking forward to doing today or tomorrow? I am probably going to be doing a wee bit of cooking, spending quality time with the family. I'm going to be having breakfast at some point. I might try eating something a bit more solid today. Although I've been warned of anything that I've been told to not eat oatcakes no oats cakes or biscuits or nuts for 2 weeks, I was told. Which is not fun. I really like oatcakes and biscuits. But I think mince pies, I was told, is okay because, you know, it's easier to get out of the space in your gums. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming from sometime after 9, sometime before 10 a.m. Normally I start streaming at 10 or 10:01 or maybe even 10:02. I think I might have actually had, now I mention it, like at least one stream with maybe someone popped in really late, and I might have started as late as 10:05, but for generally okay. And I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. So what's everyone else up to for Christmas? I hope that you have something lovely to look forward to. And if you're doing your own thing, then that's great. I mean, for me, I guess it's nice to have the routine. And if it ends up just being me, then I'll just be playing instrumental keyboard for an hour and then finishing. Yeah, I feel like I'd rather play instrumental piano and talk vaguely about board games than do a solo playthrough whilst people watch. That feels like more fun to me. Because then, yeah. But yeah, it's going to branch. That sounds lovely. We're going to have a meal. We do have a turkey. There's going to be some cooking. Dina's camera decided it didn't want to work anymore. I'm so sorry, Dina. It was lovely having you, and thank you very much for joining in. Dina's having salmon dinner with almond potatoes. Almond potatoes? Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Is it like you slice the almonds and then you toast them on top of the roast potatoes? I want to hear more about these almond potatoes. Oh my gosh, you know what? One day in the future, before I leave for Thailand, if it's safe for me to do so, I want to come over and visit you to have some of this chocolate-filled gingerbread muffins. Actually, no, I should have less sugar. Look at me being tempted to travel to another country just for sweets. Oh man, I really am a gannet, am I not? Almond potatoes are a type of potatoes, apparently. I've never heard of almond potatoes. And we're just finishing up. Dylan is back, had to untangle some Christmas decorations and eat a delicious rice soup. Oh yeah, I'm sure that was such a terrible thing. Yeah, and you missed the recap, you missed everything. And Sate said, yeah, and that, I'm not going to lie, I am very motivated, and we are doing like a board game thing, and gingerbread chocolates with raw chocolate, so that's 100% cocoa and sugar-free. Oh, very nice. That is very nice. And hello, CD, I am just finishing up. I am just like, I'm happy to hear that you have hopefully had a nourishing, I hope it was nourishing for you. I hope it was spiritually and emotionally nourishing, and I hope you are well. Are we all well? Asks CD. You know what? Yes. I mean, sometimes when you ask that, it's easy to take stock and think about all the things that are bad and all the things that are good and balance them and then come to a decision, are we well or are we not? But at least in this moment, I want to say, yes, I am very well, because I feel like I'm being surrounded by lovely people, by Dina, who was here, by Xate, by Dylan, by you coming in and venturing in and saying hello, by Alex, by Dutch Yoda, by the Board Game Goblin, by Michael, who was here earlier, who popped in, by the other Dutch person, who's Dutch people being from the Netherlands. Like, it's, yeah, exactly. And you'll notice that it's Christmas green because Xate got me to do a task. But Alex, lots of love. I'm just not using my other hand because otherwise the notes will completely stop. But lots of love. And there is only one thing left to do today. Well, for my next streams, look at stuffbybez.com/streams. There's nothing really scheduled for the next while. There's something on Tuesday Tuesday is a collaboration with Alan Paul, Jess Hancock, and Michael. And on that day, we're going to be talking about freebies. Sunday, I'll be reviewing like some comics and talking about them and maybe trying to relate them to board games in some way, because hey, everything's related to board games. But tomorrow it's just going to be whatever happens. If people are feeling alone on Christmas and this is a suitable time for you, then please pop in for a wee bit. I'll definitely be streaming from before 10, not at 10, but before 10, from whenever I'm ready and wake up. I'll be having an early brisk, what do I call it, walk, and trying to start it on a good kind of thing. But happy holidays to you too. And lots of love to everyone. It's no problem, Dina. Spread the word. Of course, we're going to raid. If you are watching this after the fact, then raiding won't make any sense to you. And, you know, you're better off watching live, let's be honest. But can someone do raid? Idol Mikael. Okay, Idol Michael. Okay, so that's that. And I'll get ready to press enter. And finally, we have only one thing left to do. And that one thing is to say, I'm just going to, let me try and get the camera in a better position. And bye, bye, bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. And bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Lots of love. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.